I know I'm not recording this on the day it's uploaded. I have to do this on the day, but greetings and salutations, my fellow dudes and dudettes. I'm Andy from that YouTube channel, and today we're having a little bit of talk, writing ideas for today's topic. I am thinking on creating maybe a book. I don't know. Perhaps I'll write it. I don't know if I get support somehow. I don't know. If I get support, there you go. Bam. Bam. I'll do more of it. I'll do more of these ideas, but this will be an extra long video since I have a lot of ideas. I talk with my hands a lot, don't I? Alright. I just had to collect my thoughts for a second. Man, I remind myself of Yuri from Doki Doki Literature Club, and if you don't watch that series of mine, you should. I mean, you can do what you want. It's a pretty good series. I forgot what's going on, actually, because I finished it about a week or two ago. So, it's out of my head. Man, I'm dying. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in the series right now. So when I upload this video, I will have no idea what Doki Doki Literature Club video I would have for that day. I don't know, but you guys would know, and you can see it for yourself. Man, who? What am I going to say? All right, so first idea. Actually, yeah, I'm going to explain this idea. So this guy, well, he's a prodigy at what he does. So he completes everything, high school, college, and all that, by 25. Like, you might say, oh, well, like anybody, well, the thing he's going into is super demanding, and he fulfills all of it. I should probably stop doing that, because that was really weird. He finishes it by the age 25, right? And he has a wife, but no kids, not yet. And then during this whole time, this takes place in a year in the future. Not quite sure. Probably have to make some sort of idea for the year. Maybe you guys can help me. I don't know. You guys can help me in any way, shape, or form. Just be a little bit constructive about it. Like constructive criticism, right? So this guy finishes everything by 25. But in the process, he's had plenty of people, since his family is rich. His family's rich. He's a prodigy. And I know that may seem a little bit Mary Sue. Mary Sue means perfectionist, or he's complete perfection. Nothing's wrong with them. No, that there is something wrong with them, and it's that he has OCD. First off, and he also has eidetic memory. And then you might say, oh, well, those aren't bad things. It could very well be used as bad. You can't forget things that you want to forget. Like, say, for example, a traumatic event. You can't change it. You can't just not remember. You can't just forget when you have eidetic memory. And when you have OCD, it's really frustrating for you to figure out. You're a perfectionist. You have everything perfect, everything symmetrical, everything, right? You have to finish everything you do. Say for a song, that the last bit of the song just cuts right there. You're like, oh my god, I want to hear the rest of that song. And he's like, no, you can't. I'm like, I'm gonna listen to the rest of the song. Turns up radio. I don't know the scenario. But he's extremely OCD, and whatever he does, he stresses. Like if he doesn't know the material, he will study it. Not really study because he has eidetic memory, but he studies it over and over. He has eidetic memory, so he just remembers it. And I know on some of these facts things, I might be wrong. But who cares? Um, who cares if I'm wrong or not? Um, um, but if I'm wrong, please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below. Please, oh please, comment down below to correct me if I'm wrong. I know on some of this, it might seem a little bit out of reach. When you know it'd be plausible. Don't correct me. But if you know for sure that it's wrong, and it could very well be devastating to the story. If it's wrong, please correct me. So, and it's in your opinion. Do your opinion. I think I spent way too much time just saying stuff about comments. But yeah, you get my point. So this guy, over the course of however long, maybe 10, 8, 5 years, he's built this giant ship. This giant ship, right? This giant ship, and at this point, everyone's been to space, perhaps. His wife, his family, all that. But when he's done with the ship, when he's done with school, it's all done. The ship is a really big ship. It's really big, and you could be lost in it if you don't do it right. But it's meant for one person. Just him. And perhaps maybe a couple of robots to do his work. And so this Earth is, it's Earth. You're used to Earth. You've seen Earth for all your life. Well, at some point, and Earth at this point is technologically advanced, all that. A few materials that he has are a synthesizer / scanner, which if he scans something, he can synthesize it, and he can create it. He can create it from basically nothing, because he can just synthesize it into existence, and then bam, it's there. Um, and then synthesize might be the wrong word, but I like that word in this situation. So yeah, you can correct me if you have another word that seems pretty cool to use. So yeah, you can do it. Um, but here's a really bad moment in this story. Um, being the idiot sometimes he is, sometimes he doesn't have common sense. So what happens is that he says, if I don't message you or respond to any of your messages within a year, contact authority to find me. And yeah, because another thing, he doesn't have a distress signal on his ship. That's another dumb moment of him. Um, Another dumb moment, of course. But and then he kisses his wife. He says, I'll be back in, couple days, but I might not. Who knows? I might just be having fun. You can live without me for a little while. Yeah, he's like that. He's that type of guy. He's that type of guy. But then he gets in a ship, waves his wife goodbye, flies the ship up into the sky, and then he breaks atmosphere. And see, ships by this time can go super fast. So he zooms his way through, zooms his way through the universe. Because when he was younger, at some point, 23, I don't know, he found this planet that he really wanted to go to that seemed really cool from observations from Earth. Because it looked like an Earth-like planet, which seemed completely cool. He wanted to be the first one to go on this planet, which he would be the first one to go on this planet. Or kind of so he thought, what he thought. But he goes to this planet. Turns out he is the only person to ever go on this planet. And he's observing this planet from afar for a little bit. From afar, and so he is observing this planet, and he conducts a research, and he realizes that one Earth day, like one Earth day, as in speed or something, as one Earth day is like 427 days on this planet. It's not that the world just spins out of control. No. It's because of a weird rift. Not rift, but I don't know what the right word is. Sort of like universal bubble, if you would say. Where this planet is, or around the solar system, not solar system, but around where this planet is. And so it speeds up this planet, not exponentially, but it speeds it up a lot. So he says, well, one Earth day, one Earth day would be 400 and something, 427 days on this planet. And so He says, if I spend a few days here, that would be only probably minutes. But if I spend, say, a few hours, that might only be seconds. So he's like, yeah, I can definitely be here for a while. Well, he goes down, not realizing that he didn't do a single thing about the weight distortion of this planet. He didn't do anything that has to do with gravity at all. So, goes down there, and his ship's burning up. His ship's burning up, and it just crashes. Crashes there, right? His fuel blows up. All the fuel he has blows up. But luckily, he was ejected and safe. I don't know particularly how. Maybe somehow he had preparations for this, but he's safe. He's safe. It's all that he cares about. He's safe. He's not dead. And so this is an alien world. So the next few minutes might be really weird for you, but I'll try to explain as best I can. See, the planet is extremely alien-like, but not from afar. It looks like Earth, if that makes sense. Blue sky, clouds, sort of clouds, all that jazz. 1 star, good. It's perfect. It's lovely, but when you get closer, you know it's alien. It does not look Earth-like at all when you get closer to the plants and animals. Oh, and another note, the actual plants and animals are not actually plants and animals. It's plants animals. They're intertwined, is what I'm trying to say. Now, some species might look more animal than plant, but they aren't. If you're going to go by Earth terms, or Earth biological terms, no, they're intertwined in some way. And because plant cells have cell walls, they have chloroplast, yeah, they have all this stuff. But these animals, or these plant animals, or animal plants, are not like that. They have what looks to be animal, like hereditary DNA. They walk, but they have plant in their DNA. They have plant stuff in them. So how does that work? Well, it's an alien planet. They took a different step in evolution, and of course they go through a lot of evolution every Earth year. I haven't really figured out the exact math on that, so yeah. But you know what I mean. They must go through a lot of evolution after years and years, because one Earth day is more than a year for them. So yeah. So 400 years go by for them in one Earth year. Yeah, that's a lot of evolution that could potentially happen. So there's a lot that goes on. So that planet, who knows? That might be Earth in the future. I don't know. I doubt it, or I don't want it to be. Is what I mean. But Um, and sometimes when you get to certain plant, animal things, I'm going to call them species from now on. When you get to certain species of creatures, I'm going to call them creatures from now on. When you get to close to some creatures, they look terrifying. But in all actuality, that's how they did evolutionary uh, things. They adapted. That somehow that's a somehow some things are ecologically advantaged in some way or form. They're also disadvantaged, ecologically um, advantaged in disadvantaged in some way. Everything has disadvantages and advantages. Well, I should go back to the crash. Well, he crashes. His ship is burnt. It's gone. All the fuel's gone. But within, say, a few years or months, maybe, he rebuilds it. He really rebuilds the entire ship, and he thinks he's ready to go. Except for a simple fact. A dumb moment. He forgot to scan fuel. He cannot synthesize fuel. But one important ingredient into getting a ship working. And he doesn't have, generator. No, he uses fuel. And he thought he synthesized it. Or scanned it, I mean. He thought he scanned it. Nope, he didn't. And he's like, idiot! And he says, I'm going to be stuck here for a long time. So the world itself, when he did some research about it, half the world is land masses and half is water, or not. It's water. I say water for a reason or two. But so each and every month, he takes his blood. He takes his own blood to see if there's any changes in the DNA or something, because he's eating these plants, these fruits, you'd say. He's eating these things, and he's wondering if there's any changes. And I should also say that before he left Earth, he gathered all the songs, all the books, he had so much money that he bought the world's biggest library, which is not the universe's biggest library, but he bought it, stored all the books back on a ship, got all the songs he could, all the movies that have pretty much ever been made. And he had so many people help him with it, he paid a lot just to get people helping with it, get critics on it, see if they're good or not. And sometimes he didn't care if they were good or not. He just wanted to watch them if he got bored, so he can complain about it. And then he just basically gathers every human thing, like art, songs, plays, videos of plays, movies, books. Did I say songs? And then I don't know what else. But not the internet. He didn't have the internet at all. He can't really have it because it's too far from Earth. Or from the solar system that they were at. By this time, they've like terraformed certain planets and lived on them. So yeah. So, but he does this. He does it right. And so he's on this planet, on this planet that nobody seems to go to. But then he he learns a way to live. But then not but then. Ugh, I hate when I say but then. Then there's a he doesn't discover. Well, he does discover, but he doesn't invent. He discovers that there's animals there. Weird animals. They're alien to him, which they are alien to him. They weren't. I'm not trying to say they weren't there before. No, he's weirded out by them. Is what I'm trying to say. And so one of the animals, or not animals, creatures, is a weird looking thing, you know? But it has 3 arms. I'll explain in a little bit. What was it? What was it exactly? 3 arms. Eyes on the palms of their hands. Eyes on the palms of their hands. 4 legs. So sort of like in diagonal, or it could be, plus sign, but I'd like it if it were diagonal from his body. And then, yeah, you might be asking yourself, why is that an advantage? I don't really know. I figured it out. Just 4 legs. And I don't know what the feet look like. So, if anybody has an idea what the heck the foot could look like, please help. And also, no human features. So, our stupid little foot, human foot, please don't have that. Please do not have that as an option, because this planet is alien. This planet is entirely alien, and it's so far, like, I guess, advanced than us, that it really shouldn't have this foot. It should have something else, something weird. Perhaps it has no feet and it's just spikes, or like like sharp things or something. Like it stabs something and picks it up and like eats it. I don't know. That's another idea that I had. This video is probably really long by now. How long is this? 30 minutes. I'm gonna explain this one and another animal that I had ideas for. Its actual face, you could say, is on its torso. And you might say, well, if that were human, or if that were more human, then wouldn't that mean like organs would fly out? No, it doesn't. It's a face. It's a face. And its organs are up more towards its chest area. All of its organs are more towards its chest area. So yeah. And it's also armored. And guess what the armor, the plates of armor are made of? Plant-like armor. So maybe it looks like tree bark. I don't know. It could. And you might be saying, well, um, I'm gonna stop right there in my mid sentence and say the next one. 6 thumb-like fingers on hands. Um, I drew this really good. I really don't want to erase it at all. I don't want to get rid of it. It's so good. So the hand. I wonder if you guys could see this. I'm wondering if you guys could see this. I know that kind of looks like a starfish or something. I don't know what you'd call that. And standing on like its legs. But imagine those little those little things right there are thumbs, and little webs are actual webs, um, and the thing in the eye is an eye, right? The thing in the middle is an eye. I should probably grab that to read it off a little bit more. But so yeah, that's a hand. And I know that might look really terrifying if you actually saw it in real life. But that's the point. The entire point of this is to kind of sort of terrify anyone who is looking at it. And so you might be asking yourself, well, the eye must get really weird, like might get damaged. No, it has armored plates. So its eyelid is basically the same thing. It closes and protects the eye from danger. And you might be saying, why is that an advantage to the creature? And I say to you, take the palm of your hand and think if there was an eye on it and it did get damaged, what you could do with it. You could look any direction. That's exactly. So yeah. And it has 2 arms on each side. I know that's a little bit human, but not its hands. Its hands like make good with it. And another idea though was to one of my friends gave me this idea. One of the ideas was to have like another arm, sort of like this part up, another one of those go down out of it, like another part of it. So it's sort of like this, and then it can close, or do whatever, and then it can open, stretch out to a certain point, and then go back. And I don't know if it'd be able to do this, but you get my point. So that it doesn't look too human. I thought that was a perfect idea because with your shoulder, you can turn it like this. So technically, if you had another arm like that, you could potentially grab anything at any direction. Because at this point, nah. It's you. You can't pick up things on this side, so why not? And it could potentially, I don't know. Yeah, like it can do this. Everything within this area mirrored on that side. So I think I spent a little bit too much time talking about that idea, but you get my point. And then you know the face on the torso. Yeah, I'm gonna start with that first. the face on the torso, I have not even thought about a mouth. You can help me if you want. If you don't come up with anything, it doesn't really matter. But I'll just figure out what to do with for the mouth. I don't know. But on the actual face, it comprises, not comprises, the actual eyes have different amounts of eyes. And it varies from 2 to 7 eyes. And you might be saying, well, what's the advantage of that? The advantage of that is so that you can see, I guess, better. I don't know. I don't know, how would you think that would be better? It'd be better by, for example, if you only had 2 eyes, you are very, very low class. Yeah, what if they have like a civilization or something along the lines of that? Yeah. What if they have a civilization in that sort of regard? And then the people with the less and less eyes you have, the lower class you are. 2 to 7 eyes. And perhaps each, if you have a certain amount of eyes, it does something different. Like, first set of eyes, if you have a complete set of, or one complete set of 2 eyes, like you just have 2 eyes, you see normally like a human does. Normally. But also a disadvantage of this, the more eyes you have, the blurrier you see. That's a disadvantage, but it's hecka cool to have different visions, so to speak. So the first set of eyes see normal. But if you have only one set, you see like 20/20, if you're this creature that's hella scary so far. But then you only see, like a normal human being. And perhaps you have color. They also have color blindness. These amount of eyes are hereditary. So, yeah, it's like the eye color or hair color. It's hereditary. So, yeah. You're saying, what if a person or one of these creatures that has 7 eyes mates with a person or a creature that has 2 eyes? And you might be saying, where? Or I say to that is, well, if that happens, it'll somehow function. It wouldn't add up. No, it wouldn't add up. No, it would go lower. It would like even out, sort of. And I know people might say, well, if it's a 6-eyed person or 6-eyed creature and a 7-eyed creature, but if that evens out to, well, 6.5, what do you do then? I don't know. Round up to the next one. Duh. Or the previous one, or something. Like, do something. Like, if you do a Punnett square, okay. You do Punnett square, then that could actually happen. And I guess you could also say, oh man, I'm done with this, actually. I'm actually done with that. More ideas coming to mind. Perhaps the Punnett square works with this situation. Like, alright, well, a person with Uh, with 7 eyes, or creature, I need to start saying creature. Creature with 7 eyes mates with a person, or creature that has 2 eyes. Well, let's say seven. The higher number is dominant, and the lower you get, the less dominant. Um, that's actually pretty cool. The higher number you have, the more dominant it is, and the less number you have, it's less dominant. Or yeah, it's less dominant. Um, but perhaps over years and years, um, perhaps maybe after years and years of this happening, with people just mating together, um, um, it somehow um, affects the DNA. And at some point in the history of these creatures, they figured out, oh, and then they're really smart, they're like sentient, but they figured out, oh, well, we shouldn't just mate randomly. We should probably, um, only mate with the same number of eyes, um, as we do, as the self person does. And then somehow, like with all civilizations, or human civilizations, I should say, they think, well, I have more kinds of eyesight, so therefore I'm better. And then hierarchy, that happens, blah blah blah. But I don't know if they're gonna actually have buildings, for when he can see. Might be underground or something. Maybe they're like forest people. They don't really want to destroy the environment. They just do a little bit and go underground. To where it's safe to do whatever you want to mess up anything underground. What if that's the thing they do? I think that'd be interesting. Uh, you can give me your ideas. You can give me as many ideas as you want. And in fact, I will write your name down so that it's not like copyright. I don't know if it'll be copyright or not, but I will credit you so hard. Um, I will credit you so hard. Like, like on like a certain page. If I do actually write this book, on a certain page, like maybe even 10, I don't know, I will list everyone who gave me ideas, because you never really write a book by yourself, but you can always do what you want in a book. You can do whatever you want on the pages of your book. So yeah. Another idea I had. Another idea I had was sort of like um, a vine plant that has an eye. So the idea of this plant, the idea of this plant uh, came from just drawing randomly, I just that's what I do. Just I'd create something, you know. I might not know what it might be, but I'll know in the end what it is, sort of. Sometimes I have no idea what it is. One time I had like a monster or something, like a bird monster thing that um, was filled with mashed babies. That was a weird picture. No actual baby gore. It was just mush. It looked like potatoes. Potato. I'm sorry that if I offended anyone with that quote. It just looked like mashed potatoes, you know. So there was no color. There was no color. It was just pencil. So don't think about it too much. I'm thinking about too much, and that image horrifies me. But okay, let's move on. So I was just thinking. Um, I was just. Sometimes I just make a curve, or in this case, I made in sort of like a volcano type of thing, and then it went from there. So I was like, man, I really want to draw an eye. So I drew another curve, filled it in, said it was an eye. It looked like an eye, like a sunken eye though. So I'm like, all right, well that's cool. I made it more curvy. I added one giant curve, and I'm like, this kind of looks like the beginning of something beautiful or terrifying. So kept on drawing and drawing, and I had the idea, well, what if it's a vine? What if it's actually just a vine? So that's what it became. The purpose, I'll show you the picture. The purpose of this vine is to look at things. I know it may seem like a plant, but it has eyes. It has eyes and it can see you, and it actually moves around to see you. Um, it might even, be good at doing maneuvering, so it might, jab you or something with another part of its body. I don't know, but it just moves around, to see things, and when it senses danger to the eye, it closes. It just closes and acts like a normal vine, as if it were about to bud a new flower. Um, and it has on the vine, it has thorns, it has leaves. I try to make the leaves a little bit more prickly, if you could say that. Um, the Another idea I had was bioluminescence. I don't know if that's a good idea. You guys can tell me. I don't know, but I was thinking maybe that's a good idea. But I didn't decide to actually draw that in this picture. But I don't know if that's a good idea or not. Bioluminescence, so it can see ahead of it, um, uh, at a normal rate. An eye looks like sort of like a human eye, and trying to describe this without actually showing you. Um, it kind of looks like the eye could potentially move forward or backward, but this isn't the original photo. It's over there, but I don't want to show you because there's other drawings on that page too. Um, and guess what? This is on my math worksheet. So, alright. I know that must look freaking terrifying. Hecka terrifying. But it was just sort of like a project that I set myself to do, because I drew it before, and I'm like, yeah, I like this drawing a lot, so I'm going to draw it again. So there's that I was talking about, and what it does is just watches you. Perhaps that's all it does, watch you. But what if it doesn't just watch you? It it plans or something. I don't know. You guys can tell me if you like that idea or not. I know this is a really long video. I've said this before, but I really want to get all my ideas out so that you guys can have something to work on in a little while. But as one of my classmates said when I showed her that picture, she said, "What is it for?" And it says, "It watches you. It's a vine. When it closes, it just..." And then she finished my sentence by saying, "It just acts as a normal vine, right?" And I said, "Yeah, that's what it does." And so what I did from there is explain to her it's a plant that's sort of animal-like, because in this world it's an alien world and blah blah blah. It has animal and plant merged into one. That's how evolution decided to go and not separate. And I know this might sound weird, but it kind of goes off the idea, what if evolution didn't go off of, didn't separate when us and plants were one? Because at one point we were, and I know that was very early on, but at one point we were together as one, plants and animals. But then at some point we separated on the giant tree of plants and animals. And then we just kept to ourselves, But this planet took a step in a weird direction where plants and animals are not separated, they are together. Now, you might think, oh, well, if that's the case, then what do they breathe? What do they exhale? Interesting question. I can't really answer that without being really dumb about the chemical compounds. Without being really dumb with the chemical compounds, I could say, well, they breathe in, or not breathe in, but they need the plant more like plant, the more plant-like creatures, But I don't really want to say that. I want to say that, well, they breathe in, or what they need is what they need. Perhaps certain parts of their body need carbon dioxide, and other parts need oxygen. Some parts need glucose, other parts need ATP. Perhaps that's the case. Perhaps they get everything that plants and animals need in order to change into, like glucose, ATP, carbon dioxide, and oxygen. Oh, and water. Can't forget about good old water. They take it all. They take it all in at once, and then from there, their body starts rearranging everything, taking the things that they need, and da 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 da, and it ends up the same thing. It ends up the same thing. And this planet, they're basically not really helping anyone. They're not helping themselves, sort of. The atmosphere is full of what they need, carbon dioxide and oxygen. That's what they need. It's there. How it got there, you have to ask somebody else, because I don't know. I don't know how it got there. It's a planet. It could be there in the first place, for all I care. But they're not really helping anyone. They're not. They could literally just, I guess. They could literally just, I guess, start eating themselves. Start eating themselves, and then breathe in a lot, and then be out in the sun at the same time, and then they would survive. For technically speaking, that's what I guess they could potentially do. So yeah. But anyway, I'm wondering if you guys, any of you guys, would ever, or not ever, but would like to build onto or build off of one of these creatures I just showed you, build off the story, have any questions, want to create a new creature for me, everything that has to do with this is appreciated, as long as it's constructive. If it's not constructive, then I'm just going to delete your comment, or maybe if it's a hate comment, I might actually save it, because you might be the first one to hand me a hate comment. I don't know. That's pretty good. But why would you watch this entire video just to leave me a hate comment? I don't know. And I'm glad I've done this all in one go. Look at that Van Gogh. No. But I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I get really passionate about my works. My works and things that I haven't figured out any other sort of like creature. I have to say creature because I can't say animal. No, it's not an animal. Plant? No, it's not a plant. Creature? Yeah, that's what it is. I can't really say person because plants aren't people. Some people would argue that, but they're not. But I don't know. I guess sentient organisms are I guess you would call it people. I don't know. They have their own language and blah blah blah. Any more questions? I would love to answer in a separate video from this one, because I can't really answer your questions right here in this video. This was I was about to say this was a quick video. No, it's not. It's like an hour long. How long is it? What has it been? It's been almost an hour. I gotta get this done. But this has been so long. Any questions, comments? I don't know. Ideas? I don't know. Theories? I don't know. What ifs? Concerns, maybe? Or creature creations? I don't know. Anything? Comment down below. I would love to answer everything you have for me. And if you wanted me to answer it in a comment, specify that, please. But if you would like me to answer it in a video, I don't know, put like hashtag. I don't know. Don't put the hashtag. Specify, because Lord knows that I'm not gonna, or I will read every comment, because no one's gonna watch this. And plus, I'm gonna upload this video tomorrow, so that's nice. That's nice. Ugh. It's gonna take so long to upload this. But anyway, I've ranted too much, way too much about this idea for a book. And perhaps if you guys want me to do another idea for another book, I could do that. Or different idea. I could do that. Or perhaps try to work on this one a bunch with you guys. I would love to do that. It'd give me a reason to actually work with you guys and not actually just talk to you one-sided, you know. But anyway, that has been a lot of talking. A lot of talking, a lot of, I guess, pauses here and there. And I did not have that lamp on the entire time. Crap, I gotta do this entire video again. No, I'm kidding. I would never torture myself like that. I will always try to do everything on the first go. If I think it's good, it's good. You know, some YouTubers might be like, well, I have to have the perfect take every time. No, you don't. No, you don't. Your viewers, like, if Jacksepticeye or Markiplier were to do everything in one shot, people would actually probably like that, since Jacksepticeye has said before in a Subnautica video one time that his viewers has commented before that they would like him to do everything in one go, like have everything, like they don't care about the time that passes. They want to see how he got from one place to another. You know, I actually like that too. So until someone tells me, well, edit your videos, or you suck, or if someone tells me, not someone, just if a bunch of people tell me that I'm doing YouTube wrong and then I should edit it, yeah, I will probably not do that in the first place, but I probably say, oh, okay, you want me to edit my videos? You edit it for me. Alright? I hate editing. Hate it with a purple passion. But anyway, it's really taken a long time, as I said before, but time for outro. I'm not ready for this. I got so into this that I got attached to this conversation. One-sided conversation, of course. But I got so attached to this conversation. Darn, I don't want to go. Man, I don't want to torture myself. Alright, so number 1 rule, don't panic. Second rule, stay happy. Yeah. And don't forget to not die. Alright? And I have been Andy Woozy from the Andy Woozy YouTube channel. And I hope all you ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes are having a wonderfully fantastic day. And I hope you are having a wonderfully fantastic day. And I'll see you later.